After the report on minister salaries was released, many still claim that the minister's pay was too high. However, from a national perspective, I felt that the revised salaries were reasonable due to a number of reasons. First of all, an attractive salary package should be better able to retain and attract talent. As a country with limited resources, Singapore can only rely on its people to help develop the country. Having competitive salaries would not deter people of the right caliber from stepping forward to lead the country, and it is of great importance as the best team whom is equipped with outstanding leadership skills can be assembled. And this is vital in ensuring Singapore's survival. Secondly, an attractive salary package would prevent corruption, since we ministers should be really contented with our pay when we are amongst the world's highest paid. With the problem of corruption being eliminated, it helps to ensure that no ministers are using their power in exchange for more money, and hence this ensures that the government will be fair and just.
Okay, so let us now ask an individual about how he or she feels about the ministerial salary. Hi, could you please share with us your opinions about the ministerial salary, please?
Personally, I feel that the ministers that are elected into the government should not be drawn in by the pay, but should instead be drawn in by the willingness to serve the people. While I believe that the pool of talent attracted by the attractive salary would form a more capable government, they may have the wrong motivation when joining the government, as they are more focused on the pay instead of the responsibilities of the job. So hence, it will not benefit Singapore to elect these people into the government. Furthermore, the current US President Barack Obama earns a salary of $400,000 as compared to Singapore's Prime Minister, which earns a salary of $1.7 million. However, this did not make him corrupt. Since a low salary did not make a minister corrupt, would a high salary naturally guarantee a good government? At the end of the day, what we should focus on when electing ministers should be their reason for joining the government instead of the ability to lead. Hence, ministers should accept the revised ministerial salary, as it would bring in the best people for the Singapore.
After what the individual has said earlier on, I would like to ask another government to feedback on about what they have to say about the earlier feedback.
I'd like to say that I would beg to differ from what many people have said. Many people say that the minister elected into the parliament should not be drawn in due to the attractive salary. Rather, they should be drawn in due to their willingness to serve the nation. But however, I would have to say that we require more than a handful of people to run the nation. We need a cabinet of ministers. And in order for ministers to be elected into the parliament, one has to be a member of parliament. And being a member of parliament, one is allowed to hold a job outside of their political duties. And usually these jobs are high paying ones, as only high caliber people are drawn into the parliament. And therefore, I would like to ask everyone, if a minister pays low, then how many would be willing to drop their high paying job in order to take up a low paying job and a higher responsibility instead? And moreover, they will have to take up a higher workload in comparison to what they have in the past. And I have to say that merely a handful, and out of this handful, how many are really capable ones that can serve the nation, that can bring the nation to greater heights? And from what we can say, that even though a high pay doesn't ensure a good government, however, I would say that from what we can see up till now in Singapore politics history, Singapore is running completely fine and completely good with the high-paying salary, high-paying ministers. As Singapore ranked 5th in worldwide corruption perception ranking of countries, this clearly showed that Singapore's system of high salary is working well. And therefore, in conclusion, I would have to say that the high pay of the minister is required to draw in people with high caliber, and in order for people to be low corruption rate to remain. Thank you.
Okay, so let us now ask another opinion from another individual. Yes, please.
I strongly disagree with what the minister had said just now. As I don't believe that money should be the factor that attracts talent into our government. If money is the factor, I feel that people who are entering our government would be coming in just mainly because they want the high pay. And I feel that if they really want to serve the government, they should have the willingness to serve, and being able to be a minister in Singapore should be a very valuable opportunity. And since it's a very valuable opportunity, I feel that the pay wouldn't matter so much, as I feel that the pay might be just a reward for them. And since they are supposed to serve, and if they are serving, they aren't supposed to have very high pay. And I do agree the fact that high pay will lead to less corruption, but there are cases where people receiving less pay and not leaving the corruption. For example, like Hillary Clinton, who earns about 186,000 annually, and she doesn't corrupt, and she has lots of workload. So I feel that the pay of our ministers shouldn't be so high, and therefore I feel that the money used in those pay should be more well spent in education and the infrastructure of Singapore. As I feel that there are still places that are needed to be improved in those areas.
So now, as a reporter, I would like to conclude about what the society point of view. Basically, different individuals feel this issue differently. As a government, they have their own interests to safeguard, and they are the people who do not stand at the forefront during the wartime, but they are the people who make the big decisions for the country, because they are the one who govern the countries, and the decisions could affect the country in many different ways. And from the past examples, we can see that this government has made remarkable decisions, such as Singapore is doing very well. So many might feel that they deserve this high pay since they make Singapore a success. However, on the other hand, different individuals have their own perspective. They think that they too have their interests and their burdens to be concerned about, and as a result, they might feel that it is quite unfair for the government to have such pay, because their salary and the ministerial salaries differ a lot. There's a big contrast. So we do understand that, and eventually, right, I think that ministers should deserve high pay, but still not that high. So their salary should be cut down by at least 30%. They do make contributions, but you must think on the other hand that these citizens also make contributions, such as they pay taxes and they work in the society to make this country to function well. So eventually, both parties should compromise and come up with a sort of a good decision, so that this monetary issues can be solved.